Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and this time we're going to talk about UV mapping and what it is and how to do it. So the reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of people have issues with UV mapping because it's a very abstract topic, so I want to see if I can clarify it a little bit and show it's actually not that difficult. It's just daunting at first, right? So what is UV mapping? Well, it's just the unfolding. Well, it sounds simple when I say it, but it's the unfolding of a 3D object into a 2D space, right? Like we've all done before when we were kids, right? You actually had to cut out this piece of paper and fold it to create a cube. We've all done this, but now we're just doing this in reverse, right? So what are we going to UV? We are going to UV a house, right? So I made a house a while ago and I thought this would be a cool idea to UV this because it has a lot of detail and it covers pretty much all the basics that I want to cover. So what I've done, I've got everything up into groups, right? So I've got a roof, separate object. I've got the actual house itself, which is a separate object. The stones, the wood, and that's it, right? And two windows over here. So we're just gonna see and how I approach this and what you could do as well if you want to. So the biggest one is always the house itself. So I said selection here, right? So you can see it's pretty efficient. So the way I approach UV mapping is looking at the object and asking the first question, like, is the object closed? Is it a full cylinder, right? Is it full closed on all four sides? In this case it is. If it's closed, I'm gonna use a cylindrical mapping for this. So I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna go to my UV and then I'm gonna hit a cylindrical. Now you can wonder, like, yeah, why it doesn't make any sense, because this is not a cylinder, right? It's not. But the way why I do this, right? It keeps everything closed and it keeps everything into one single UV island, like see over here. So if I were to use automatic mapping like this, it will create a whole bunch of separate tiles. I don't like this. It's my personal preference. I don't like this because it's a lot more work and you have to do a lot more finding of the pieces. So I prefer cylindrical, right? As you can see, it keeps everything to nice one big giant island. And now I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna hit unfold. So Control U in this case. And it's already unfolded pretty okay. Maybe. So I'm gonna hit this one over here. Then you can see the actual UVs on the actual object. You can see that the house itself is really distorted. So the question is, right, what do I need this for? If I need something for on this like plaster, then this is good enough. If I need something that has actual texture on it, for example like brick, then I need to fix this, right? Because this is not gonna work. Also, it's really big, so what I'm gonna do is straight up is I'm gonna cut some pieces of here. So I'm gonna grab my edge mode over here and I'm just gonna double click on this one if I can. Grab this and this and this. Now the reason why I'm doing this, I wanna separate this part over here from this one, so it's make my life a little bit easier. So I'm gonna select them, hold shift, right click, and I'm gonna go to cut. Cut is like an actual scissor, right? You just cut this into pieces and then you get a separate island for both. So this is a UV shell or island, it depends what you want to call it, and this one as well. So I'm gonna move to the side here. I'm gonna unfold this for a second. Same for this one. So every time I move something or change something, I'm gonna hit unfold, and the way it's gonna save me a lot of trouble later on. So I would do the same thing here, edge mode again. So edge, like the edge that I want, and again shift, right click, cut. And again, it's like a scissors. I'm gonna grab this one over here. I'm gonna unfold this, and I'm gonna unfold this again. Now you'll see, right, this one is not actually pretty okay. So the front side is pretty okay, right? You have a little bit of distortion over here and over here, but it's actually pretty not that bad. And for this one, you can see, right? So the goal is to get these squares to be actually square. So that's your goal, right? And to be perfectly straight as well. I mean, that's almost impossible, but that would be super cool if you can actually be perfectly straight. This is the goal, right? So this is not straight, so I'm gonna do, right? So I'm checking here. This is the back side as well, and you can see, right, there's two separate pieces. So what I want to do as well, again, is I'm gonna grab my edge mode over here, and again I'm gonna cut it. Same thing I did before. So I hold this, shift right click, cut. I'm gonna skip the unfolding for this one for now. I'm just gonna go straight into here. I believe it, right? Go and do it again and cut. Grab everything for a second, just hit unfold, and there you go. Now these ones are now good, right? It's just rotate this one, I'm gonna rotate a little bit, and it's actually pretty good. You get some weird distortion over here. It's a little bit weird, and this is over a little bit weird, but everything else is pretty okay. So at the windows, those are causing issues. Everything else, perfect. So I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna rotate this, and these two, right? They're actually same part. So this is the same side of the house. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this one a little bit. I'm just gonna move it. Edge mode. See, now when I hover over this edge over here, opposite one lights up. So now this is how you can tell, okay, these vertices are actually welded on the actual model, but in UVs they are separated. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select them all, zoom in a little bit as well, and again I'm gonna hold shift right click to move and sew edges. Now this will actually move them as well. You can also hit sew, it's fine, but then you get this, right? So I prefer, again, I just use move and sew. It's a little bit easier for me. So of course it's up to you what you want to use. Rotate this a little bit as well, and there you go. Now let's see if we can fix this, right? I'm gonna zoom in over here. I'm gonna go to my actual UVs, right? So I'm gonna find the one over here, and if I just move it, right, you can see that it actually deforms the UVs themselves. So I'm gonna find the sweet spot over here. So I'm gonna move this one as well, I think. There you go. But now though, these are overlapping, so I'm gonna move this one a little bit to the inside, this one here as well. There you go. I guess these ones are also deformed, so I'm going to move this a little bit as well. Same thing here. I think I have to move to the right. Yeah, so I'm just lining these up, right? That's it. That's the only thing I'm doing. Here, line it up. Almost straight. Perfect. Here. Perfect. Move this one as well. Okay. Oh, this one should be here-ish. This one should be. I just want to make them straight. That's it. That's the only thing I want to do. Let's just align it with that one, and then this should move up a little as well. Done. That's it. Right, so this one is okay. It's not perfect yet, but for now I'm just looking at the main wall, right? So again, oh, this is causing issues. There you go, a little bit back. Now it's perfectly straight. I mean, these don't line up perfectly. It's fine. So what you can do is you grab them all and just see if I can to edge mode here actually. See if I can wipe a little bit to the right. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect though, but for now. Okay, and done. So this is weird as well, right? This line here is actually not straight, even though my model I think is actually perfectly straight. So I'm gonna find it over here. It's over here, right? The line over here, perfectly straight. So what I should do, I just move this up, but then you get this weird indentation again, right? So if I move it up a little bit, actually this is perfect. We go from this a little bit. You can see a little bit of a curvature in there, so I'm gonna move it a little bit up, like this. There you go. Check out the other window. Same story, right? So you go in there. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna go left in this case. And for this one, probably right. No, left. Fair enough. Again, same here. Move it a little bit. Go. Same thing over here, probably. Oh. Go. And but this is still a little bit weird. You see, right? So the U actually doesn't line up properly. I'm gonna figure out if I can do this. Probably, yeah. Okay. So what's gonna happen though? Let's see if I can. Oh, actually, not that much. This is still a little bit weird. So if I can fix this, be there. This one should probably also be there. Even more. Okay, so this is an issue, right? There's no overlap. This is unavoidable if you want to get a perfectly straight UV. This is unavoidable, right? So what you can do if you want to, you can just grab these edges again and just add a cut, right? So those turn this part here into a different island, which is fine if you want to. I just prefer not having that many UV lines, but that's just my personal preference. Go in here. Let's see if we can just grab this one straight away. I'm just gonna grab it. I'm gonna hit shift again. I'm gonna go for not this one, sorry. Oh, where it is? Nope, nothing there. I'm gonna go for my edges, I think. Yeah, and then straighten shell. So I make everything straight, as in a line straight. Oh, this is my UV toolkit, right? There are actually a lot of helpful tools in here as well. For example, you have to transform, and then you actually have distribution of objects as well, so you can rotate 90 degrees or whatever you want to rotate. It will actually help you a lot if you want to do something straight. Also the align snap, so what this does, right, I'm going to grab my UVs here. I'm going to grab all the one at the bottom here, and then I'm going to go to my align snap and I'm going to snap to the bottom. They're now poof, perfectly straight. So it's actually helpful for creating perfectly straight shells. For example, like this house here should be, I think, probably pretty straight. So I'm going to grab all these. One, and again align off. You can also do it with align to the right side as well. So then in this case, I'm just going to grab these three, for example, and then again align to the right, and I got a perfectly straight edge. Perfectly fine if you want to do it like this. I don't really like it, mostly because most models that I make aren't perfectly straight, so that pretty much solves that issue. But I just tend to do this manually. I don't know why. Maybe just I prefer it. This. I mean, this is not that bad, except for the door. It's pretty weird. So I can probably align these as well. Can I do this as well? Oh, let's do minimum. Oh, minimum V. Not you. And see. Oh, I can't actually select anything. Oh, okay. Weird. That makes sense. So this is the door. Again, I'm gonna align UVs, minimum V, pop straight. Right, same here. In this case, I don't want to do all of them, just the ones at the bottom. Shift, you line it here as well. I'll do it again. Oh, this one. Oh, this one. There you go. It's just a fast way to align everything to be perfectly straight. Now, I also want to keep in mind though that the squares here should be square, so mines aren't square anymore. Yeah, I'm square enough. So this will have like wood, right? So this is like a wood texture. So if this is not perfectly straight, I don't care, right? I don't care at all, because it's wood, so therefore it's going to be a little bit more organic than anything else. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Actually, this is not bad. This one's a little bit weird though. So if I can also, ooh, can do like this. Okay. Straight shell. And done. So check, right? I'm gonna go here. Now you want to have everything packed inside the 0 to 1 square, right? That's the law, if you want to put it like that. And a couple ways to do this, right? Of course, you can do this manually. Just grab it here. I'm gonna a little bit smaller. I'm gonna grab this up here, and this guy should be here, and then we stack everything inside here if you can at least. But then I would have to also rotate this object here, which I don't want to, because then I have to align the texture differently. A little bit of a trick, right? So you have to like find this, do this manually, which is annoying, right? So there's a tool for this as well. Of course, it's on the modify, and then you have layout. If you open options, right, a couple things that are interesting. So I'm gonna hit reset real fast. So if I were now to hit layout UVs, it would just pack it in there, and this is the optimum size that it can do for you. So what I could do though is I can grab this wall, this door. I can make it a lot bigger if I want to, right? Because I have space left. But that would mean that my door has more texture detail than my entire fucking house, right? Which is kind of weird. You don't want that, right? So which is why we keep it like this. If you want to be more optimized, you actually have to have a little bit more. We'd have to cut it up a little bit more. So I would actually have to cut up like this part over here, for example. I'm gonna grab this one. This one. I'm gonna cut here. So there's now also UV shells. Again, if I grab all these, hit Ctrl L, it would actually occupy a little bit more space, but you know, it's texturing wise, it's not, it doesn't really matter, right? So this is okay. If you could also do, right, if you go to again to layout, this one is actually really helpful. It's the shell prescaling. So if you preserve 3D ratios, it will look at the scale of the object itself compared to the rest. So it will actually compare the door, the size of the door, to the actual house itself. So it's actually really helpful. So don't be afraid to use this right now. It actually has the same door. So right now it's the same size as the actual mesh door as well. So this is really helpful. So that's one. I'm going to delete history because UV creates a lot of history. So keep that in mind. So next up would be, let's do the wood, right? Let's do the wood. Oh, actually, let's do the stone first. So this one. Let's do this one. So again, the main question is the object closed? In my case, it's not, right? So doing a cylindrical mapping, it will work, but I don't really see the point. So what I'm gonna do, right, this is a little bit weird. I'm gonna use a planar mapping for this, because this is open on the opposite side, right? So you can actually see it as a plane. So I'm gonna go for planar. But make sure it's actually aligned properly. This is not, so I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees like this. And the width, right, you don't care, right? It could be like this big or this big. I don't care. You don't care at this stage because you're gonna unfold it anyways. I'm gonna hit editor again. Get all these. It's fine. I'm gonna grab all the shells at once. I'm gonna hit Ctrl U to unfold it. I'm gonna hit Ctrl L to pack it, and I'm already done. Right. So this is gonna be wood. So the orientation of the objects, I don't care at all because it has to be stone. So this is more than good enough actually. Right, everything's nice and square. The alignment is a little bit weird, but again, so it's stone. And we could probably also like do on the shell pre-rotation as well if I want to, but let's just do horizontal, for example. It just rotates everything to the same horizontal way of doing this. Also fine if you want to do it like this. I don't, but this is just the way how it rotates. So that's done, right? That's already pretty fast. Let's grab this one as well. I might do this as well. Same thing here. In this case, they're all on opposite sides. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the face here. Just going to grab these ones first. Actually, I'm going to grab the, if I can do this, actually, I cannot. Grab these ones. I'm going to hit the, what did I select? Oh, fuck. I selected nothing, apparently. Interesting. Apologize, there we go. I'm going to grab these. I'm going to hit shift and then greater than sign. So I'm going to select all my faces. And again, I'm going to hit a planar mapping here. Again, I'm going to make sure that everything aligns properly. So this like this and bigger. And for these ones over here, so I'm going to grab them again. Shift and then shift greater than sign. Again, planar mapping. This one is already aligned properly. I'm going to do these ones here as well. Real fast. Hit G on the keyboard, which is the last action that I've done, which is in this case planar mapping. One more. And I forgot one. Oop, come on. Planar mapping. So that one as well. So these ones. Planar, rotated 90 degrees. Size, I don't care. I could also make it a little bit wider, but I don't care. Same here. And me smashing that key, that's just the, I don't know which button I actually hit. Why it says shift greater than sign. I just want to make sure that I get all of them, and so I'm going to do this again. 90 degrees. Okay, I think everything now actually has a UV map. I'm going to go to my UV editor again. This is going to be a mess, right? Messy. I don't care. I'm just going to grab all of them, hit Ctrl U to unfold them. I hit Ctrl L again to lay them out, and I'm already done. Beautiful. So what would happen if I were, for example, use the automatic mapping on this one? So I'll show it real fast. Hit UV automatic mapping. I get a shit ton of parts, which means I have to go in there and find them all one by one. So this is that one, this is that one. Probably has more pieces. Yeah, a lot more pieces. See, this is so much work. I mean, this does give you a lot of control, which is fine if you like it. But in my case, this is so much work. So I'm going to undo all of this. And I'd rather spend a couple of minutes clicking on objects. selecting them, so I'm gonna hit undo, one more, and there we go. Perfect. So next one, that will be this one is done, that one is done. So I'm gonna go for the wood now. This is a little more interesting, right? So let's grab one real fast. I'm gonna grab this one, sorry. So I'm gonna double click on one. So this is open, right? Again, this has an open backside. So in this case, again, I'm gonna use a planar one for this. So again, planar. So align it properly. Again, I have to make sure this is gonna be 0. UV editor. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, you can see that I've already done this before. So unfold it. Done. Right? This is good. It's more nice. This is really good. Let's just quickly do the delete UV. So I actually can start from scratch. Again, hit planar, right? And the reason again why I can use planar, because it's open on the backside, so it's not a closed object, right? Open over here, which is why I can use planar for pretty much all of them. Also open again, 90. Just find one that's actually not open. So this one open. This one is not open, right? So this is a little more interesting. So now this is not open, so this is a closed object. What I'm going to do again is I'm going to use my cylindrical mapping, but I have to make sure that it actually aligns properly. Oh crap! I'm gonna see if I can make it a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna grab the cylindrical. So I want to align it with the direction the object is going, if that makes sense. So in this case, I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees. Because it's way too big, but I don't care. Alright, so I just want to make sure that it's actually pointing in the same direction as the overall object is. So this one is going this direction, it's horizontal. So I'm gonna make sure that my UV map is also horizontal. I'm gonna go check this one out real fast. Oh, I just did it again, sorry. So this one's a little bit more difficult, so I'm gonna unfold this straight away. And then get this right, so this is a little bit weird. Let's see if we got any edges over here. So I'm just gonna highlight over them. So in this case, you can see right they have both highlighted. I'm gonna move in Sue, and then I'm gonna unfold this again real fast. So this one is also attached to each other. Well, anything else that's weird? No, that's okay. So let's go to my actual UV map. Everything is okay, right? Except for like this weird thingy over here with the cap. So this one is really fucked up. I'm gonna find it real fast so I can show you how to fix this. This one, this one, yeah. This is bad, right? As you can all imagine. So we need to add a seam somewhere. I'm gonna add it here. You can also do it here, or also do it here. In this case, I'm just gonna do it here. I'm just gonna unfold this again, and it's already a little bit better. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna add one here as well. Now I'm gonna unfold it, and actually it's good, right? So I just want to have this stump sticking out, right? I don't want to be attached to anything else. Just this part over here. Same thing on the other side as well. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I wanted this part. I only want like these caps to be attached on one single edge, or with one single edge. Okay, so again, unfold it, and it's good. So like this is fine. This is more than fine. You do if anything else will be happening weird here, yeah. If you want, right? If you're in like super OCD, you can cut this part over here as well. This should be together there, and then you get this perfectly aligned part over here. This one should be fine as well, yeah. So this is one way of doing it, right? But the other one is using the automatic mapping. I'm going to show this as well. Automatic. Just zoom out a little bit, just move to the side. I'm just going, oh, this one, move and Sue, this one. Move and Sue, gonna grab it real fast, this one, unfold it. See what happens, again, move and Sue. There you go. So if it's like a bold line like this one, it means that the faces or the edges aren't together. I'm gonna move and Sue this, that will solve this issue straight away. Fold this real fast. Then we're stuck with these ones. I'm just gonna, I don't really care which part is connected though, just let's do it. Move and Sue, same thing here. Done. Actually, we want to do it like this one here, like this. There you go, right? So in this case, it's not that difficult. You just have to decide what you want to do. So let's do one as well. Again, so if it's open, if it's not a closed object, I always use planar. always. It's a little bit faster. If it's closed object, like the one that we just did, it's up to you, right? You can either use cylindrical or planar. It's just what makes you happy, right? So I'm just gonna do this real fast. So we actually have the fees for that one as well already in place. I'm just find them real fast, grab them all, UV, and lay out them real fast, and then I'm just gonna rotate this. I just want to see if I actually have it up, so I'm gonna straighten shell. Does it even fucking weirder? Should not do that, so let's make it straight-ish. That'd be perfect. So is this good enough? Let's have a quick look. I think it is good enough. So turn this one as well for a second so we can actually see. Now you can see, right, this has some weird issues. What we can do again, we can just go in here. I'm just gonna turn up the image real fast so I can see what I'm doing. Right, you have to grab them and then again align your fees. In this case, minimum fee is also minimum. So fee is vertical and U is horizontal. Grab this one as well, and these. In this case, I'm gonna align them on the U. I think it's the minimum U. There you go. This should be the maximum U. Yep, there you go. And then we can see if we can align this properly, right? So this is the one, and then I'm gonna move it a little bit. I also, you see the spacing is now different, so you get a nice square, then it starts to get less squarey and square and square. So I need to probably find this sweet spot over here. I'm gonna move this one as well. This one. Oh, it's weird. This. And then this, and then this maybe. So you can see, right, this is actually really difficult. You cannot get this perfect, which is why if it's organic shape, just unfold it and get it over with. Let Maya solve it for you. But if it's organic, it's fine, right? Grab this one as well. So this might cause issues. Let's down. So let's find this part over here, right? A little weird. So this is the bottom side, and you can see it here because it gets a little funky. Like you do the same thing again. You can just grab these and cut them. Again, unfold them. And you get a better UV. See? Especially when you have parts like this that actually fold under an object, you want to only have one edge connecting to them. That will save you a lot of issues. So you get this really nice transition. And again, if you want to get these, it's fine. You can keep them together if you want to, but then you get the distortion here. So that's a little bit, now it's a little bit tricky. And again, let's see if you can align this perfectly. Okay, let's just undo this, zoom it real fast. Let's see if there's a difficult object. Well, let's do the roof real fast. I think I have to sneeze first. Nope, I don't. So, how do you do this? Well, grab this object alone. 2 ways work, 3 ways work, 2 ways. You can use a cylindrical as well, right? Because this is like a weird object, or planar works as well. So I'm gonna first show the planar options. I'm gonna rotate this probably 90 degrees. That's also degrees fine. There you go. But just planar, and then again, UV editor. Let's find this object over here. Unfold this bad boy, and there you go. But you can see here that there are major issues appearing. There's major stretching over here. We need to do the same thing here, right? So you want to make sure there's only one edge attached to this. So I'm gonna grab both of these, actually both of them. And again, I'm gonna cut it. Then I'm gonna unfold this. If I actually got the right side over here, I'm gonna grab this face. Bottom side. Let's find the front side first. That one, okay. Okay, so it's distorted, very much distorted. It's not bad, it's a good start, but it's distorted. They're not even square anymore. So I'm gonna again unfold this real fast, and again I'm gonna cut up a little over here. I'm gonna grab these two again that I just did as well. Cut, okay. There we go. A little better. So we need to identify some parts. Okay, which one? What is the front side? So we just say that this is the front side. This is the bottom. This is the inside, right? Okay, that's the inside. So this is also the inside, and this is the front side over here. So I'm just gonna grab this real fast. I'm gonna rotate a little bit so I know this is the back side, this is the front side. A little bit easier for me to identify certain parts. Okay, let's have a look, right? So do we care about this part for now? Not really, but I'll just keep it. What if you add a cut here, right? So I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna hit a few V shell again, and then I'm gonna hit unfold. Again, I'm gonna grab the face. Now all of a sudden, right, this part here is much better because there's no longer like this wrap around. So it just had this. Also not bad because distortion over here, right? So the text tries to wrap around it. But if you add a cut over here, this unfold real fast. You can see it's much cleaner now, much better as well. So I'm gonna merge these two together. There you go. So you kind of want to avoid this. This triangle actually, that one. Okay. I want to see if I can do this a little bit differently. Can I? I think I cannot. Yeah, it works as well. But still a little bit nasty. I'm gonna cut here. Now, knowing where to cut is just experience. Actually, it sounds very dramatic, but yeah. Knowing where to cut, this one is really fucked up. This face is really fucked up. Don't know why yet, but I think because of this. Cut there as well. There we go. That should fix it. Then I can fix this manually if you want to. Here, ooh, that's weird. Shit is happening. See? And this is the art of UV mapping. It's like finding, okay, what the hell is happening? It's like super weird, but yeah. So this is a little bit more of a puzzle. You have to find the right pieces over here and also have the right cuts. So same thing, you have cut. Oh, grab, cut. A little bit better. So the sides now are pretty okay. I mean, they're still a little bit distorted, but then again, fine. It just depends on what's for, right? So if you're gonna go for roof tiling, then this will probably do quite well. To make everything like perfectly straight again. So again, you align your fees as to minimum fee. You have to make sure that they align properly, right? So also with in terms of width as well, so actually it's pretty good. There's some distortion over here, base over here. Means you just have to go in manually and like, yeah, how can I fix this? So this part over here, right? So I'm probably have to move this down. Left to the left as well. This is just good old-fashioned manual layer that you get in there. The text is pretty good actually. Actually, not that bad. Right, so this is one way of doing it. I'm going to show you all one as well since I'm bored. Again, I'm going to use cylindrical. I'm going to make sure that I align it properly with the actual direction of the object. So this was not 90. There you go. Super weird. 2 parts. It's fine. So it's now actually cut in 2 parts, which is not that bad. Then you have the same issue that we had before here in the corner. Same issue, which is unavoidable. So I had to cut this as well. So it is more of an actual, okay, how fast can you start unfolding the actual object? I'm gonna click here real fast. And then we end up with the same object as we just did, right? With the plainer one. So that's it. That's unavoidable. Just undo this real fast and we just go back to this one. That one. Okay. Okay. So again, a perfect UV does not exist. Right, there will also always be some weird stuff happening, which is perfectly fine. You can have it all mixed. Cut this here. Pull this bad boy there. You have to keep in mind, okay, what is going to be useful, right? So if it's going to have a pattern, for example, like this one over here, then you need to make sure that the UV actually supports that texture. In this case, it has to be straight-ish, right? So this will work fine, I think. But if you're not sure, you can always test it, right? So I'm going to add a new material. I'm going to add, let's go for a simple Lambert here real fast. See if I still have like a texture somewhere that actually has bricks, but I probably have a lot of them, but I need to find them. So let's go. Nope. Now you know where I get my textures from. Nope. Actually, don't know if I have them. I should. Yeah, let's just check real fast. I don't want real fast. I'm just gonna grab quick brick texture from Google. Care if it's perfect or not. Okay, well, wait for it. 18, and then we get a brick texture. Nope, this one. There you go. Brick texture, right? So I'm gonna fix this because there's a lot of tiling here. So I'm gonna go to my place to texture. I think 10. There we go. And you check right to see, do we see any distortion? Yes, we do. Right over here, there's distortion, right? You can see. Anything else? No, a little bit here, but I don't care that much. A lot of them actually here. There's some weird shit happening here as well. So the minor stuff that we need to fix. Minor stuff. Let's just go to the front first. So let's first fix this part over here because it's kind of annoying. So let's find it. So that's going to be the door, I think. Turn this off so we can see the actual texture. I think it's this one over here. So I'm going to zoom in. We need to move it. We need to move it maybe a little bit more higher. This one. I think it's that. Good enough. It's not going to be perfect, but it's fine. These files, right? The question is like, can you even fix these? The way we've done this, I don't think it's even possible, right, to fix this. But the only thing you can do is try to align them properly with the actual doorway or with the actual window. It's the only thing you can do, right? So if you want to fix this, again, you have to go in here and you have to actually create a cut. Gonna cut it up real fast. And then you grab this, unfold this, find somewhere else. And still you get that not perfect straight to show. You still see, right, even though I've cut it up, it's still distorted here, so you actually have to go in here and let's unfold this real fast. This is unfolded now, so you have to go in and actually cut this part here as well. This now you get a good unfold, right? I can align this. Now you get a decent unfold. Now I also fucked up the scale, so I need to find the proper scale-ish. This is the only way to fix this, right? Which is fine. So you can actually have these as separate objects. Okay. If that actually helps your UV and your textures, that's going to be fine. So this is the way to do the window, perfectly window, and cool. So I'm just gonna finish this one, and then do my textures in the next video, but we'll have to see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.